Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to episode 42. 42 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney Perry. My dogs are playing in the background. Obnoxious right from the get-go, and then barking right the second. It's like they wait until I sit down and start talking, and they're like, and now, cue the barking and the obnoxiousness. Anyway. So yes, episode 42 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. Holy shit, guys, I have to say. Not only am I not sleeping, but my brain is like kicked into some kind of crazy overdrive that I didn't even know existed. And I'm going to blame TikTok for part of it. God, TikTok, damn that thing. So I didn't make fun of people. That's a lie. I never made fun of anybody for watching TikTok. I got it. I understood why they did it. But I always said that I wasn't going to be one of those people that sit there and obsess over TikTok. And God damn it, if I'm not one of them. So I have to apologize and say that I'm a big fat hypocrite, which I say I don't like. I said I would not be one of the people that stayed up late scrolling through TikTok, and I'm pissed at TikTok, and yet I still freaking watch it, and it just infuriates me. So the fact that I watch TikTok knowing that it's a bunch of Chinese people sitting there nosing into my stuff, perusing through my stuff, getting my information, hacking into my information, somehow I'm like, what is wrong with me? What in the hell is wrong with me? I need to get off TikTok. I got off Instagram, which is funny because I don't even see as much censoring going on through Instagram. I see the censoring. I know censoring happens, but I feel like not as much as TikTok. On that note, though, I did hear, I have to do more research on this, but I heard that Texas sued social media platforms for censoring, and we all know who they're censoring. They're not censoring liberals. They're censoring conservatives. I know because I've had 2 of my videos taken down and 2 of them muted. And what's funny is one of them was, it was like a TikTok on just giving facts that the things that Trump had achieved and the things that Obama and Biden have achieved. And that got taken down. And, basically anything factual with actual statistics to back it up that may defend Trump and his presidency and the fact that people are attacking his presidency, God forbid. So the attacking is allowed to happen. You can post as many videos on Instagram. You can send out as many tweets. You can post as many videos on TikTok. You can put up anything on Facebook, all social media, see, I'm tired, platforms. They will allow you to post any freaking thing you want about Joe Biden that's positive, that talks about the Biden administration or about Democratic policies. You can post that all day if it's good, if you're talking good about them and you're saying how wonderful they are and how great they are and what a great job he and his administration has done, along with, how if you talk about how great Bill Clinton is and was and all of that, that's allowed. You can post that shit till the cows come home. But if you post something about all you say is, hey, I like Trump as a president. I thought Trump was a great president. That shit will get taken down in 2.5 seconds. And I got to tell you, this is keeping me up. Like I said, I don't want to do political stuff all the time. I don't. But right now, it is consuming me because it very much is a part of not only my life, of course, and then now the airplane. Loud airplane. Nice. So it affects not only my life, but it affects everybody in America right now. Literally everybody in America is affected by what's going on in the world, and it's a little hard to just kind of think about a lot of other things. I mean, I have other things on my mind for sure, but it is consuming right now. Politics is kind of consuming me because I don't want my future and my son's future and my grandson's future or anybody else's children to grow up in where the world's going right now. It's scary. It's really scary. And to anybody that lives in a socialist country and doesn't like it and wants out, I'm so sorry. Anybody that lives in a communist country and doesn't like it and wants out, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know how you guys tolerate this bullshit. If you like where you're living, then you like where you're living. I'm not knocking any country. Like I've said this since day one. I have said this many times. I will never put down any country. There's not one country that I'm going to put down. I think every single country is amazing in its own right. And I think every single country has something good to offer. But I also think every single country has its flaws. I think my dog has jumped up on my lap and is now playing. Anyway, every single country also has its flaws and things that most certainly need to be worked on. And so, again, whether you're a socialist country or not, communist country or not, if you like where you're living, then I am happy for you. That's amazing. That's a good thing. But if you don't, I don't know how you've put up with this shit because our country is... Henry! Sorry, my dog is honest to gravy, just coming up and like trying to play with me while I'm doing this. And my other dog won't stop licking my leg. Are you trying to desperately tell me that I have cancer in my leg or I need to amputate or what? You just will not stop. Every time a dog like licks a body apart, I immediately go to, oh my God, what if like I'm dying and they're trying to desperately tell me that I have like cancer or a blood clot in my leg? That's where my brain goes. Not that she's just a weirdo and probably likes the salt on my leg or something. No, I go to, oh my God, I probably have to like amputate my leg or I'm going to have a blood clot. Anyway, you guys, you're killing me. I just am infuriated right now. I'm infuriated. I'm scared. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed. I'm also like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I feel like this amount of insanity cannot possibly be real. The amount of corruption that is going on with our country is through the roof. Between Epstein and his island and all of the mass amounts of politicians that have been there, not once, but numerous times, and celebrities like Jennifer Aniston that sit there and saying, I'm not going to talk to anybody that isn't vaccinated. Who fucking cares? Who cares about you? This isn't Friends anymore. No one cares, Jennifer Aniston. I've never liked that bitch, man. Least favorite character. Her and Ross drove me batshit. I think I'm the only people in the world that when they got together, I'm like, gross. You two are ridiculous. I wish you nothing but misery. I did not like Ross or Rachel. They're the only two characters. Still, Jennifer Aniston bothers the shit out of me. Jen Aniston, if you're listening to this, no one cares that you won't talk to them if they're not vaccinated. No one cares. Only your teeny tiny little Hollywood. No one cares. Anyway, had to get that out of my system. I have a lot of anger apparently toward Jennifer Aniston, but she may be a lovely person. I doubt it, but maybe she is. Anyway, See, I'm just getting angry lately. I don't like this. I need to figure out how. Well, not watching so many TikTok videos would certainly help me not spiral. But whether I'm watching that, I'm just going to be watching the news or reading articles, and that's going to further my spiraling down the rabbit hole. So what do you do? Do you bury your head in the sand? I mean, I don't want to bury my head in the sand. I want to know what's going on. But at the same time, I feel like if I want to know what's going on, that means I need to also participate and be part of the solution and get out and figure out how to change some shit. Because clearly just sitting here being pissed at Jennifer Aniston for no reason isn't going to do the world any good. You know, just like her not being friends with certain people isn't going to do the world any good. But I don't know. What is going on? You know, I'm noticing, by the way, I love this. I've been getting some people from Australia, people from Canada, people from Germany, from Turkey, from Spain, from India. I've been noticing people from the United Kingdom. That's pretty awesome. I am so stoked about that. I've been to Canada. That's it. I have not been to Australia, but my kids went and they loved it. They went to Byron Bay, and then they went to a little town apparently that's by Byron Bay that starts with an M, and it's a teeny tiny little town. And it starts with an M, and now I don't remember the name, but they said that the people were awesome, the food was awesome, the country was awesome, everything was awesome. So go Aussies. I would love to visit. I think you guys have a lot of shit going on. You have some policies I do not agree with for sure, but I also have policies here in America I don't agree with. Canada, I've been to Canada. You guys also have some shit going on. I said that the other day. You guys, I love a lot of people that have come from Canada here to the States. But then I'm like, but why did they move from Canada to the States? But then I think, well, it was usually like a business career. So I have nothing against Canadians either. Every Canadian I've ever met except one, you know who you are, Jolene. Although she's from the States and then lived in the States the majority of her life and then moved to Canada. And when I met her, she had been a Canadian citizen for 5 years. And she was from Texas and just hated on America the entire time. And it really grated on my nerves. But other than that, every Canadian I've ever met, again, Canada, lovely, gorgeous. Used to live in Birch Bay, Washington, right on the Canadian border. Love myself some Canada. But again, you guys have some, every last one of us has a country that has some shit we need to iron out and work on. And we all have some shit to offer that's fantastic. And I think people, no matter what country you are, people are fascinating. I want to meet everybody I want to go to every country, sit down and talk to the people there. I genuinely do. So I've been to Greece, loved it. One of my favorite places. I've been to Belize, also loved it. Guatemala, Mexico, France. I went to Hong Kong, but it was only for like 12 hours. But the people in Hong Kong were so, holy cow, amazing. Absolutely just helpful, sweet, kind. Went out of their way. Like one day, my sons and I were sitting there trying to find something, and we clearly looked like lost American tourists. I can't tell you how many people came up to us and asked us if we wanted help and insisted that they help us and show us how to get there. Not only show us how to get there, but went with us and brought us there. That happened many times. Then there were times when doors of like the subway almost closed and people helped us on. There were times when, this is the biggest one. I got really ill on the way home, wasn't feeling well at all, and I was in the airport in Hong Kong, and was in the bathroom, and there was a sign that said that it was closed, but I had to throw up. And so I went in, and this woman that was cleaning in there looked at me, not like she was mad that I came in, looked at me like she could tell that I was going to get sick. So I went in there and got sick, and then I was trying to apologize to her, how sorry I was that not only that I came in and it was closed, but also clearly I just threw up. Granted, I didn't make a mess. It was in the toilet, but still. And she, instead, before I even said anything, before my head was really out of the toilet, I was still in the bathroom, and she came back with a rubber band, put my hair back, and then she didn't speak a word of English. Not a word of English. I don't speak. This is terrible. I'm assuming Chinese. I don't know if it's Mandarin. I apologize. I feel like a dummy. I should know Chinese, Mandarin. I'm not sure. Anyway, she was speaking to me, didn't understand her, but I did understand her by the way that we still managed to communicate, put it that way. And she took something out of her pocket and was motioning for me to take it. And you would think that I would not take this stranger's pills that she pulled out of her pocket. But I just thought, I don't know. I knew that there was no harm. There wasn't anything that she wasn't trying to harm me. That wasn't anything bad. So, and then she went out to the hallway of the bathroom, out to the airport, to the main airport, and was motioning for somebody to come that spoke English. She must have been saying in Chinese. She must have been asking if anybody speaks English. And they found somebody, and then she had them translate and basically was telling me to take that concoction. And then she got a cold cloth and was putting it on my head. And put it this way, she went out of her way to take care of this American stranger that came into her bathroom after she cleaned it and while it was closed to help me. And then she showed me a place that was downstairs in the airport that was kind of this relaxing pod that you went to, and gave me this little pass basically to go in and use the pod to lay down and relax. That happened every single place we went in Hong Kong. It was insane to me how lovely the people are. I would go back to Hong Kong. I want to visit one day. There's a lot going on in the world, but and I probably won't be traveling to another country anytime soon, but I want to, because I love being surprised by how kind people are when it's a stereotype that they're not. And when I went to France, it was mostly true that, excuse me, sorry, I'm tired. For the most part, everybody was very kind to me. I think the people that weren't kind, it wasn't that they weren't kind. I think it was just more of a blunt, dry sense of humor, blunt, direct type of culture. I think Europe in general is more blunt and direct, more dry sense of humor, which I love. Love it. Love that. Big fan of dry sense of humor. Big fan of blunt and direct. So I don't even think, and then yes, I do think there were some people that were like American, but I don't care. People are like that no matter where you go. Again, no matter what country you go to, there's going to be people that don't like you, no matter what country you're from. And Canada, I got to say, sometimes I pretend I'm Canadian when I go to different countries because they tend to hate on me a lot less. So I'm not going to lie. I sometimes use Canada as a but another funny story about Canada. Went to a bar in Canada near the airport, my sons and I, and it was my son's 21st birthday, I believe it was, my youngest son's. And the people at this bar were also super helpful, super hilarious. There was a hockey game going on, and people were in good moods and hilarious. And I had said something like, I don't know why, but Canadians have always rubbed me the wrong way. And they're like, what? And it was like one of those scenes from a movie where the record scratches and crickets. And I was like, okay, that was a broad general statement that I shouldn't have said. And that was kind of shitty. But I said, I just always felt like that they were like, oh, Americans are doing it wrong. We're not America. We're totally different. They'll compare us to America. We don't want to be associated with Americans. Ew, America. That's what I had in my head. I'm not really sure where that stems from, to be honest. No idea. When I lived in Birch Bay, when I went to Canada, this was back in the mid 80s. I didn't like any Canadian person that I met. I thought they were all rude and shitty and made a point to tell me that I was American and basically how crappy I was. And I was a kid. I was 9. No, 8. I was 8. And people made it a point basically to treat me like crap. And I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. And it just put a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm not really sure why. So I'm sorry, Canada. What is my problem? And then I go there. What's this been, like 6 years ago? And everybody was perfectly lovely and wonderful. And all the actors and celebrities that have come from Canada that are here are pretty great. Love myself some Property Brothers, Jonathan and Drew. Well, Justin Bieber's kind of, you can take him back, you know, you can have him. Ryan Reynolds, you know, lovely person. Anyway, I don't want to I'm not discriminating against what country you're from. I don't give a shit what country you're from. Like I said, I love everybody. I will not like you if you are an asshole, whether you're an asshole from Spain or you're an asshole from America. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a good person, I don't care what country you're from. Like I said, we all have our problems, man. So, but, so yeah, I've been sleeping about 3 hours, maybe, because my brain's going like crackhead. Okay, and speaking of crackhead, that's another thing on my mind. This Hunter Biden thing. Hunter Biden, like the segue from crackhead to Hunter Biden, thought I'd get that in there. But this whole laptop thing. Okay, Hillary Clinton gets away with a lot of shady shit. And Obama has gotten away with shady shit. The guest list for for Epstein, that island, shady shit. So much shady shit, and Hunter's laptop, shady shit. And I love how, again, if you try to post anything on social media, it gets taken down. And that is censorship. And it's infuriating to me that it's okay to brainwash people, to withhold information, I don't understand how people aren't seeing that we're drinking the Kool-Aid. And we're being brainwashed. And this country is slowly, not even slowly, it's happening pretty fucking fast, actually. It's amazing to me the way that people attack others so willingly now. And the fact that Hunter's laptop is not getting any media coverage, the fact that there isn't any accountability or consequences going on for our politicians on both sides of the fence. I don't give a shit if you're an independent Republican or Democrat. Accountability is accountability, and there needs to be accountability. It's getting real old because, like Clint Eastwood said, this is our country and the politicians work for us. They work for us. We employ them. Fauci, fired. Needs to be fired. The entire Biden administration needs to be fired. There needs to be accountability with Hillary Clinton. Her ass needs to be in jail. That woman, do her and Bill ever even have sex anymore? Like, have they ever? I mean, clearly they've had sex. They have a daughter. I mean, so it's happened at least once, right? But, I mean, God, those people. If two people in the world need sex, it's those two. Well, I mean, Bill Clinton's, he doesn't need sex. He's getting it from little kids on Epstein's Island. But, you know, Hillary needs something. Because that woman, oh, I don't know. I'm frustrated, as you can tell. Can you tell? Have I made that clear? Nora, for the love of God. Jeez Louise, do you have a dog that just sits there and licks your leg obsessively? You don't? No, probably not, because my dog is the weirdo. It's weird. It's creepy, man. It's creepy. But it's amazing to me how anytime you ask somebody that supports the Biden administration a question, They don't answer it. They just say something like, you're racist. Okay. That has nothing to do with answering the question. You're treasonous. Okay. We hate Trump. None of those things are answering questions. That's not answering a question. You're just hurling accusations at me and calling me names. And I love how the term racist is just thrown out there. Again, I said this before, but that needs to stop. That's a big word. The Democrats know that word well. They are the most racist group of people. But everyone just leaves the fact that Caucasian is a race out. What are we then? I'm not going to apologize for being Caucasian. Nobody should apologize for being whatever race they are or religion they are. No one should apologize for what they identify with. I don't give a shit what you identify with. I have nothing against someone identifying as a tree or whatever. I don't care. Great. Do it. I am against, though, being forced to now alter my life because of what you believe you are. But I can't take away the fact that I'm Caucasian. That I can't take away. That's not a choice that I have or anything. Like my political background, my political choice is my choice. But my hair color is, well, the color I was born with is a choice, but I can choose to change it. But I can't change my race, and I don't need people hurling at, especially people that have never even gone through anything that they're fucking talking about. I mean, if one more 20-something-year-old Asian or black person from America starts talking about how they're oppressed, I'm going to throw up. My God. Not only are you not oppressed, but you have everything handed to you. You have every single thing handed to you on a silver plate, as if you are the king or queen. It's gross, but man, I have a lot of aggression right now. It's affecting me. I'm getting crow's feet. Not hot. Not hot at all. I'm starting to gain weight again. That's neat. I was in shape. Not getting in shape. I was in shape. And very fit. I'm noticing that I'm struggling now with being sore. I haven't been stretching. I hate this. And yet anyone that struggles with depression or bipolar or insomnia or things in general, it's hard to keep motivated, and it's hard to do all the things that you know you should be doing. People will give you a long list of things to help and ideas and, try this, try that. And it's awesome. And then you go home and you're like, you don't do any of them because you're caught up and you're spiraling, and what you should do and what you actually do are two different things. And it's just this pit that you fall into, and you just keep falling. And then with the world being negative, it just makes things darker. And that is not my nature. I am not a dark person. I'm not a negative person. I like to be happy. I like to joke. I like to make others happy. I like to help others. Love to help others. Again, I'm not like the government. I don't want to do everything for others and support others. There's a difference. I want to help others help themselves and get back on their feet. Because I believe in people. Because I believe people are amazing. And I think that when you support others, it means you feel they can't do it themselves, and you don't have faith in them, and you don't have confidence in them. If you're supporting someone else forever and you're taking care of them forever, it means you don't feel they're capable of doing it themselves. It means you don't feel they're capable of doing it. Now, whether they're capable or not, maybe it's an elderly person and they genuinely aren't capable. So you're going to support them. You're going to help them. You're going to continue to help them because they aren't capable. But if you do that to your grown children, or you do that to people in general, well, then you're telling them, I don't feel that you're strong enough. I don't feel you're independent. I don't feel you're smart enough. That's what you're saying. Whether you want to admit it or not, if you give handouts and continue to give handouts, one, you're tanking the economy. That's a duh. But I'll never forget, apparently I did forget, but I was watching a video of a girl going around saying how there's three things that, need to be done to basically, make the country great. And that is to pay off student loans and to have great health care. And I don't remember what the other was, but the guy was like, okay, and who's paying for that? And she just stopped. And she just sat there. She's like, oh, good question. Yeah, that is a very good question. Answer it. Who's paying for these student loans? Like, what the fuck? So you go to school for photography, which, by the way, I do photography, love photography, consider myself a photographer. So I'm definitely not hating on photography, but let's face it, we don't really need to go to school for it. But if you choose to go to school for it, or any kind of liberal arts thing, and then you get yourself in a bind, and now you can't pay that very small amount in comparison to what doctors and stuff are paying back, and you're just selling, not just selling art. I love art. Love it. I want tons of artwork all over my wall. Appreciate artists. Think artists should make money. Just saying, though, if you're not making money and you're a starving artist, why is it that other people have to pay it back? So anytime I make a poor business decision, then everybody else has to bail me out. Anytime I make a bad financial choice, then other people have to pay that off for me. If I buy a car that I suddenly realize I bit off more than I can chew and I can't really afford it, other people have to pay it off. Meanwhile, doctors that go to school and have huge loans because they go to school forever, and now they're going out and they're actually working and they're contributing in a huge way because obviously we need doctors. Their loans, or a portion of it, aren't getting paid off. I don't think anyone's loans should get paid off, by the way. But if anyone's loans are going to get paid off, it certainly shouldn't be a liberal arts major. So now we're paying off student loans. Neat. I can not pay my own bills. I love how countries that have free, quote, quote, air quotes, healthcare say, we have free healthcare. No, you do not have free healthcare. Somebody's paying for it. Somebody is paying for that. Who? And how long do you have to wait to see a doctor? And do you get to pick your doctor? Do you like your doctor? How long do you have to wait for if you have cancer or to get into a specialist? What type of health care do you have? Is it good coverage? Maybe it is. Maybe you have fantastic coverage. Maybe you have a doctor that you love. Maybe you can get into a doctor in a week. Maybe you can get into a doctor within a couple of days. Maybe your prescriptions, you can get those right away. Maybe if you have a disease like cancer, you can get treatment right away. And that's amazing. But it's not free. It drives me insane when people say free. No, it isn't. Somebody is paying for that. It may be free to those that aren't working. It may be free to those that are sitting at home doing nothing. Well, kudos to you. That is a fantastic system for you. But there isn't such thing as free. So don't toot your horn about free stuff. And plus, we're a big country. We're not a small little country like Sweden. We're not a small country like Finland. So free healthcare doesn't really work here. People forget that America is a very large country. I mean, Jesus, we can fit the Scandinavian countries in frickin' Texas and just a handful of our states, for criminy sake. Again, I'm not knocking on anybody. I have lots of friends from Norway. Lots of friends. Shout out to Turid if you're listening. I'm just saying, again, we all need to get off our high horse because no one's perfect. No country's perfect. And I'm getting real sick and tired, though, of other countries hating on America, yet wanting our help, wanting our money, wanting our military to protect them, wanting our emergency cleanup if you have a hurricane or a natural disaster. You hate us, and you rip on us and talk about how shitty you are as you're running to us trying to move here, fleeing from your country. You hate us until you pick a fight with somebody and then you need us to back you up. You hate us until you need our money. That's annoying. That's super annoying. And it would be annoying to you if it was happening to your country. It'd be super annoying if people were coming into your country saying how they can't stand it and how everybody should change back to the country that they fled from. I absolutely hate your country. I hate your country, Japan. Hate it, but I'm moving to it. And when I move to it, I want you all to change completely and be like Australia. I'm coming from Australia, going to Japan, and I want you to totally change. No, I'm not saying anybody did that, by the way. Again, not hating on Australia. I'm just using those two countries as an example because they just came to my head. But you don't get to run to another country, fleeing from yours, and then boss them around telling them how they should be like the country that you left. That doesn't even make logical sense. And if it was happening to you, if people constantly said how much they hated you, but then turned around and wanted your help and your money and your time and your people, that would probably annoy you, probably piss you off a little. And if you say it doesn't, well, I feel you're fibbing. I'm going to call you out. I swear, if nobody listens, my dog is sitting here barking at like nothing. She's just nothing. My podcasts are really, I lost my train of thought because my dog is being weird. Anyway, I have really been trying to just look for good, and I am doing it every day. I am following through on that. Every day I'm finding time to do something that makes my heart happy, that calms me down. Today I'm going to go be around horses. Horses are amazing. They don't allow you to be anything but confident and secure, because if you're not confident and you get on a horse, well, they're going to know it, and it's probably not going to be a good ride. So what I love about animals, they call you out on your shit, but not in a bad way. I mean, well, I guess some bite, I do dog grooming and work at a kennel, and let me tell you, sometimes they call you out on your shit by biting you, but they seem to get over it a lot quicker than humans, myself included. I hold a grudge. Not all the time. I try not to. I really don't. But I've been known to hold a grudge. It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it. Animals tend to get over stuff quicker. And once you do have their respect, you have it. I just love it. So, I've been finding the positive, and the positive are things like country and outdoors and nature, animals. Those are my positives. Photography. Nature pretty much gets me out of my bad mood. If it's freezing outside, I'm not really down with that. Then I need to go to Florida. I need to go visit Allison and Lane and Paige and go see you guys. I need to be one of those people that goes south for the winter and be a snowbird. Is that what they call it? I don't know. At any rate, I need to get some Florida love because I do not do cold, but nature is great when it's not snowy outside. Even then, it's gorgeous from the inside. It's beautiful. It's magical. So, to all of you that are listening from another country, hell yeah, thanks. Hell yeah, I appreciate it. And I'm seeing all these countries that I would love to go to. I mean, Hungary. My fiance's dad and his wife twice now. Twice within the past 5 years have gone to Hungary. They love it. They love Hungary, and I would love to go there. That'd be great. I've seen people from Japan, from Australia, from Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, India, Portugal, Iceland, all freaking rad bomb countries. Bomb. Nobody says that anymore, but I'm going to bring it back. I also still say groovy and rad because groovy and rad are groovy and rad words, and they should never go away. And I use them all the time. So I'm going to say bomb. All those countries look freaking awesome. I would go to any of them in a heartbeat. What other country did I see? Well, shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of you who are listening, no matter what state, city, country, province, whatever you are from. Thank you. Shout out Allison Lane Page. Thank you guys for always supporting me. And hey, as I always say, I'm going to end on a good note. So I will. I am grateful to the kind people out there. The kind people out there who see the good through the bad, that keep their head up. Shout out to those that keep their head held high, even when people are putting them down. Whether you like Trump or not, you have to admit the man has confidence. Some say arrogance. I mean, I'm not going to lie. By the way, I don't worship Trump. I want people to know I don't think he's a perfect human at all. The man drives me batshit a lot of times. I don't worship him. I don't find him perfect at all. I just know that he was an amazing president. That's just facts. But at any rate, a shout out to confidence. Shout out to people that have confidence, not arrogance, but confidence. They keep their head held high no matter what life throws at them, no matter what people say to them. They remain respectful and kind to others in spite of that. Shout out to those that remain kind and respectful no matter what's going on around them. You all deserve so much. Respect is something you just don't get anymore. You don't see much anymore. You see it. It's just kind of a rare occurrence. So shout out to the confident people out there. Shout out to those that are kind and respectful. And my happy place is nature and a barn. So find your happy, whether it's writing, painting, drawing, dancing, singing, exercise, building things, whatever it is, gardening. Find your happy and focus on that. Thank you so much for listening to episode 42 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney Perry.